Wow, this morning seems very hectic, so let's try to bring ourselves back into a good space, focusing on our breathing. Elongating your spine, feeling your sits bones connecting to the earth, dipping your chin just a little, feeling the energy coming out through the crown of your head. And maybe resting your tongue at the roof of your mouth. Just start to feel the air coming through your nose, the back of your throat. Notice how your chest expands and your abdomen expands with every inhale. Just noticing without any judgment. Without any expectations. Starting to expand your inhales. So you're really filling up your chest and your abdomen. And when you think that you cannot fill up anymore, maybe taking a little bit more of a sip of air breath. And then emptying out fully. There's nothing left. And on your own, continuing that cycle of breath, expanding your inhales and emptying out on your exhales. Allowing your shoulders to relax. The little muscles around your eyes and your mouth and your ears to relax. And maybe as you are focusing on your breath, thinking about your legs kind of expanding into the earth, creating roots into the earth, becoming one with the earth, feeling a sense of stability, inner focus. Becoming present in this moment. Maybe thinking about an intention that you'd like to carry through your practice today. Could be focusing on your grounding. And then coming back to your normal breaths. We're going to breathe in, bring your hands overhead. Breathing in, using your full inhale to bring your hands overhead. And then breathing out, we're going to hinge at the waist, coming forward, allowing your hands to come forward, touching the mat, relaxing your neck. And then we're going to push ourselves up into tabletop. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. Let's just walk our hands out to the front just a little bit. We're going to make circles with our hips. So bringing your hip to the right side and then back to the right corner. Then circling back to the left corner and then up towards the front of your mat. If you had a crayon connected to your belly button, you'd be making circles on your mat. Allowing yourself to your hips to just relax. Release. Taking this movement with your own breath at your own time. And then we'll go the other way. Connecting this breath with your movement. And then finding stillness, we're going to bring our big toes together, knees out, and sink down into child's pose. Releasing your forehead to the earth. And then maybe walking your hands towards the front of your mat just a little bit more, feeling the space that you're creating in the middle of your back. And then let's walk our hands to the right side. You can stack your left hand over your right, pushing down on your left hip, even if it's energetically. Then walking your hands over to the left. And again, bringing that focus down to your right hip. Feeling the space that you're breathing in your right side body. And then coming back to center. Then we come up onto our knees. And then we're going to bring our toes under. Let's stretch our toes out a little bit in the bottoms of our feet. We haven't done this in a while. This is a lovely position. I know it kind of hurts sometimes, but probably hurts because we need to do it. That's what I think. So opening up your toes, so each toe, even your pinky toe, is making contact with the mat. Maybe sinking down just a little bit more into this pose. Really feeling the bottoms of your feet opening up. If at any time during this pose you need to release, you can release out of this pose and tap the tops of your feet onto the mat. And then let's bring our hands to the mat, tapping our feet out. Let's come into it one more time. It's going to be better the second time. Even better. Releasing your shoulders away from your ears. And then coming back into tabletop and tapping your feet out. We're going to shoot our right leg out towards the back of the mat. And then left arm comes up. Really feeling that stretch from the tips of your fingers to the bottoms of your feet. Feeling that stretch. And then one time we're going to bring knee to elbow, rounding the back, and then shooting it back out. And then lower down. We're going to go to the other side. Left leg comes out. Right arm comes straight. Really feeling that expansion. Activating your core. And then one time, knee to elbow, rounding the back. And then shooting it out. We're going to bring our hands and our knee back down to the mat. And then we're going to come up into downward facing dog, pedaling out. Releasing the neck between your elbows, your head between your elbows. And then bringing your heels up, pushing your hands into the mat. And then pivoting your heels to the right and lowering your heels down. Pushing your hands into the mat, feeling that side stretch. Breathing in, releasing out. Coming back onto your toes, to the left, and then releasing your heels down, pushing your hands into the mat. And then coming back onto your toes, staying on your toes, and then walking your feet to your hands, very slowly, as you come into your first forward fold. Maybe giving a generous bend to your knees, feeling your belly resting on your thighs. And then we're going to bend our left knee as we twist to the right, bringing our right arm up to the sky. Or to your waist, whatever feels good. Maybe your gaze follows. And then switching sides. Right knee bends, twisting to the left. And then releasing your arm down. Pushing your feet into the mat as you slowly rise up to standing, breathing in, hands come overhead. And then we're going to come into reverse prayer, opening up our chest to the sky, opening up our hearts. And then bringing your hands overhead, releasing your right hand down as you bring your chest up and over, pushing into your left foot, maybe even pushing your left hip out just a little bit more. Continuing to activate your core. Then bring your hands overhead. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back, pushing, maybe bending your elbows just a little bit and pushing your hands away from your body as you open up your heart to the sky. Little baby back bend here. And then releasing that, bringing your hands overhead again, breathing in. And then releasing your left arm down, chest up and over. Again, maybe pushing your right hip out to the side, pushing into your right foot. And bringing both arms up overhead. Giving yourself a little baby back bend here. And then coming back into a forward fold. And then halfway lift. Forward fold. Pushing yourself up into standing. Hands come up overhead. Into a forward fold. Releasing your air. Halfway lift. And then forward fold. Stepping your right foot and then your left foot into plank. Finding your strength in this pose. Opening up every single finger so it's making contact with the mat. And then pushing yourself up into downward facing dog. Bringing your right leg up into a three-legged dog, bending your knee, opening up your hip. And then we're going to bring our foot in between our hands, our right foot in between our hands, lowering your left knee down to the mat. And when you're ready, coming up to a low lunge. Let's just create a little bit of movement here, rocking until we find that perfect spot where we can feel a little bit of sensation, but we're not pushing too much into our muscles. Finding that perfect spot. And then bring your arms overhead. Let's interlace our hands behind our back, pushing our hearts up to the sky. And then releasing, bring your hands overhead again into prayer, right at the heart center. Giving ourselves a little twist here. So we're going to twist to the right. And if this twist is too much, you can choose any kind of twist you like. There you go. And then coming back to frame your front foot, bringing your left knee up. So we're in a low runner's lunge. Is this a low runner's lunge or just a runner's lunge? Let's straighten that front leg. So we're in like a wide pyramid pose. And then bend into that leg. Bring your heart up. If you'd like to get blocks here, this is a perfect pose for blocks. Your heart is really coming up. And then straightening that front leg again. Maybe your back heel comes down, or maybe it's up a little bit. Whatever feels good for your body. Releasing your shoulders away from your ears. And then bending into that knee one more time. Heart is up. And then if you're holding onto blocks, release those blocks. Bring your hands to the mat one more time and kicking your right leg all the way up into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointed towards the mat. And then releasing down. Breathing in, releasing out. Coming into a three-legged dog on the other side, so bring your left leg up, bending your knee, pushing your hands into the mat. And then swinging that left foot in between your hands, releasing the right knee down to the mat. And again, creating a little bit of movement here once you get settled into your low lunge. Allowing your body to settle. into this pose. And again, bring your hands overhead. Breathing in, releasing out, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. And then bringing your hands together, and then we'll go into reverse prayer. And then interlacing your hands behind your head, so your head is kind of, your hands are cradling your head. Feeling your chest opening up. And then bring your hands overhead again. And then your hands come to heart center as we twist to the left. Pushing your hands together. And then coming back to center, framing your foot with your hands. And then we're going to bring our right knee up. Yeah, and if you'd like to get those blocks right here, we're going to bring our heart up. And then straighten out your front leg. Releasing your back heel. And then bending the front knee again, heart shines up. And then straightening out your front leg. One more time, breathing in, bending your knee. And releasing those blocks, bring your hands to the mat, and then swinging up into a three-legged dog. Your toes are pointing down to the mat, pushing your hands into the mat. And then releasing your left foot down. We're going to walk our hands to our feet, feeling the mat. With every movement you make, releasing your head. Maybe you'd like to bring your palms under your feet. This gorilla pose. Pulling your head a little bit closer to the mat. Maybe your gaze goes towards your belly button. And releasing that. Pushing your feet into the mat as we rise up to standing. Hands are going to come overhead. And then to heart center. And down by our sides. We come to Tadasana. Rolling your shoulders back. Checking in with your stance. Maybe bringing all 10 toes up and releasing them down to the mat one at a time. We're going to come into some standing poses here, balancing poses. Really feeling your right foot making contact with the mat. I'll face you here. This is going to be weird to face you, so I'm not going to face you. I should have my mat the other way. We're going to come up into eagles. Eagle. So bringing your left knee up and then crossing it over. I like to pivot my whole body to that side as I get, and then bringing it back to the front. So I can really like wrap my leg around, my foot around. Or you can also use your foot as a kickstand. Finding that drishti, that focal point. And let's bring arms out into a T. And then bring right arm under left. Maybe bringing your arms up just a little bit. And then if you can, coming down into that chair-like pose. And let's release our feet, release our arms, stepping forward. And you can use your blocks here. We're going to step forward into our plane or warrior three. And then bringing your right foot to meet your left. Maybe shaking that leg out a bit. Then finding your strength in your left leg. Bringing your right leg up. And then crossing it over. Bringing your arms up into a T. This time, left comes under right. Bringing your arms up a little bit, and maybe coming into that chair. And squeezing your whole body together. Legs, arms. Whoa, I can't talk and do it at the same time. And then releasing your legs, releasing your arms, and giving yourself a little shake. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Oh, we have to go into airplane on the other side, so stepping forward. Your left leg up. So it can be a supported airplane with your blocks. Maybe bending slightly into that supported leg. Trying to square your hips off with your mat. And then coming up. And then shake it out again. Shake it out, shake it out. Let's bring our hands overhead, breathing in, so we're at the front of our mat this time. And then breathing out, we're going to bring our right leg back into a high lunge. And then coming into warrior two. And let's come into a side angle. Whatever your side angle looks like. If you want to push yourself, if you want to go into a bind, whatever it looks like for you. And let's reverse our warrior. And then let's straighten that front leg coming into reverse triangle. Let's bend our left arm. And if you'd like to come into Gomukhasana arms, come into, or you can come into half Gomukhasana. And then let's release back into warrior two. Straightening that front leg again, shooting your left hip out and coming into triangle. And then pivoting forward, planting your hands, and then bring your left foot back into a three-legged dog, and then releasing down. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing your right leg up, and we'll just swing it through. Coming up into our high lunge here. Hands are going to come overhead. Feeling the strength. And then into warrior two. Into your side angle, whatever that looks like for you. And then reversing our warrior. Straightening your front leg into reverse triangle. Coming into Gomukhasana arms, if that feels good. On this side. Then releasing those arms, coming into warrior two again. And then straightening your front foot, leg as you come into triangle. Now bring our hands to the inside of our foot again. And then we're gonna just swing our leg back into a three-legged dog. Just briefly, because I don't want us to be unbalanced. Then we're gonna swing our leg back into kind of a lizard. Yeah, so just, there we go. And then we're gonna swing our left leg into Malasana. There we go. There we go. Straightening up our spine. Let's just do a little twist here. So bring our left hand to the mat, twisting. I bring our right arm up. If you like to come into a bind here, I love the bind. So bring your right arm back if this feels good. If it doesn't feel good, and yep, there you go. Yeah, the other way. And then your arm comes in front of your knee. There you go. There we go. Heart is still shining up. Nice. And then release that. Bring your arm all the way up if you were in that bind, and then release it back down. And then let's come up, straightening out our legs into this wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you grab your big toes. Bring your elbows out. Bring your hands to the mat again, and let's sink down one more time into Malasana. Straightening out your spine. And then when you're ready, twisting to the other side, so whatever feels good for you. If you'd like to go into that bind, one side might feel a little bit different than the other. And then if you're in that bind, bringing your left arm up to the sky, and then bringing both hands to the mat. We'll come up into standing. Forward fold, maybe heel toeing, your feet to hip width apart. And then bringing your right leg back and pivoting to the wide edge of your mat. Coming into a very wide-legged forward fold. Just make this your own, whatever feels good for you. Releasing the neck. Maybe walking your hands under your body. And then we're going to bend our right knee. And then bend your left. And then just go back and forth with your own breath at your own pace. We'll come back to center. Toes are going to come out. Heels are in as we bring ourselves up into goddess. And then goddess arms. And let's bring our hands and elbows together, squeezing together. And then bring them out. And then squeeze again. And then bring them out. One more time. Maybe this time you sink down just a little bit more. And then out. And then coming up into star. Oh, really, really feeling that stretch. And then bringing our hands together. And we're going to sink down one more time. And this time we're going to slice our hands to our right ankle. And then bring it up. And then slice it to your left. And then bring it up. One more time to each side, slice. And up. And then slice. And up and then up into star. Breathing in. Hands come out into a T. And let's just hinge over to that forward fold. And then pivoting to the front of your mat. Into our lizard. Releasing your right knee down to the mat. Coming into your lizard, whatever that feels like for you today. If you'd like to grab your back foot, please feel free to do that. And release. And we're going to transition into pigeon here. So if you'd like to just transition by moving your foot, that's totally fine. If you want to come into a down dog and do it, that's good too. Yogi's choice. Before we go down, let's really feel that strength. Really feel your torso as tall as it possibly can get. And then hinging down. Let's come back up. Let's open up into, whew, that was a weird good transition.
I'm gonna turn this way.
Yeah. Let's walk our hands to the front. Wherever you start to feel some sensation, stop there and release your neck, release your head. And walking your hands back up. We're going to come into Pigeon, facing the back. And you can just listen to my voice. So facing the back of your mat into Pigeon. There we go. Or you don't have to if it works for you not to face it back. There you go. So really feeling the expansion in your torso, the length, and then folding over. And then we're going to transition into lizard. Oof. There we go. Nice. So whatever lizard looks like for you, you can bring your forearms down. And then if you'd like to grab that back foot, oof, this side is really tight. And then releasing. Let's come into tabletop. And we're going to face the wide edge of our mat. Or you don't have to. Actually, I am, just because I need to face you guys. So you really don't have to. You can face forward. And we're going to come into Gomukhasana legs. So we're stacking our knees. It's always nice to kind of tilt your body forward to stack. No, that's fine. Do you need a
my knees are just they're fine like this.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah.
I can't get them.
Yeah. And if this does not feel good for you, you can always go into crisscross applesauce or Baddha Konasana.
I'm good with it, but this is
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And then if we'd like to go into Gomukhasana arms, you can bring your right arm up and then your left arm under. Do not have to grab your fingers if they don't meet. You can just grab onto your shirt. Lifting, or you can also just hug yourself if that feels better. Let's release those arms. Let's bring our left knee up. Not really moving it, just kind of like, yeah. If that feels good, if that doesn't feel good, we're going to come into
I'll do the other side after.
Okay. We're just going to come into a twist. So your right arm is going to come up, or you can just squeeze your knee to your chest, and then we'll just twist to the left, looking over our left shoulder. And then facing forward, let's release that left leg out. So our right foot is inside. Yeah, shake it out. It needs to be shooken out. You can face your bent knee. And we're going to bring our right arm up and over. Really feeling the space that you're creating in your right side body. And then coming up, we'll face that straight leg. Elongating your torso. And then walking your hands down. Wherever you feel that sensation. And then releasing your head. Your neck. And then walking your hands up. And we'll go into Gomukhasana or whatever other version you'd like to take on the other side. So your left knee is on the mat and your right knee is bent over. You can tilt forward. And then bring yourself down. And then when we're ready, bring our left arm up, overhead, and then your right arm comes under. Oh, the last time I forgot to say you can fold over, so you can definitely fold over if you like. That feels good. I think it's because it doesn't feel good for me today. And then releasing. Ooh, shake it out. Bringing your right knee up. We're going to twist to the other side. So you can bring your left arm up and over. And then look over your right shoulder. And then facing forward, lift our right foot, right leg, straighten it out, and then our right foot is going to be inside our right. What did I say? Our left foot inside our right leg. Oh my gosh!
I'm opposite.
So many rights and lefts. The opposite. And then let's fold. Oh, let's come up and over. I always tell my students at school, everybody has their disabilities. Mrs. DeLima cannot do her right and her lefts.
Oh, I'm the same way. It's a standing joke in our family that I don't know my left and my right.
And then coming up, we're gonna hinge over our straight leg. So walking, your hands down. And walking your hands up. We're going to come into, so the bottoms of your feet are making contact with the mat. And then just lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Allowing your legs to come out long. Arms are going to come overhead, just giving yourself a Full body stretch here. And then let's roll over on our tummies really quickly, giving ourselves a little back bend, just so bring our hands to the sides of our head, coming up into Sphinx. And then releasing down. And then bring your hands to the sides of our chest and pushing up into Cobra. And then releasing down. One more time, pushing up into Cobra. And releasing down. And rolling yourself back over. So your full back is making contact with the mat. Let's just come into a bridge pose. So let's just do one cycle of breath first. So breathing in, releasing out. And then on our inhale, breathing in, we're going to bring our hips up, 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 up. Squeezing our knees together as close as they can possibly get. And then releasing one vertebrae at a time. One more time, one cycle of breath in and out. And then we'll come up to bridge again on our inhale. Breathing in, hips come up. And releasing out. Bring our knees to our chest. Maybe creating a little movement, rocking from side to side. And then allowing your knees to fall over to the right side in a twist. Bring your knees up to your chest again. And then allowing them to fall over to the left side. Then bring your knees to your chest. Straighten your legs out up to the ceiling. Flexing your feet in a waterfall. And then releasing your right leg down very slowly. And then your left. And allowing yourself to get ready for Shavasana, your final pose. Whatever you need to get ready, maybe it's more legs, maybe it's another pose. Feel free to sit or lay down. And let's just come back to our breath. Coming back to our roots. allowing ourselves to feel grounded and nurtured. Breathing in and releasing out. Focusing on your right side of your body, from the crown of your head to your toes. Feeling a warmth coming through your body as you inhale on your right side, from the crown of your head, like a river going through your body, just feeling that warmth, and with the warmth, your tension and stress just releases all the way to your toes. And then noticing your left side, from the crown of your head to your toes. With your inhale, you feel this warmth just flowing through your body, releasing any tension, any stress, just letting it go. Just allowing yourself to feel the energy, any stressful energy, just to dissipate from your body, allowing yourself to rest. Namaste. Not namaste, Shavasana. Feeling warmth in the palms of your hands and the bottoms of your feet. Maybe making your breaths a little bit deeper. Bringing awareness into your body. If you're lying down, maybe rolling over to your favorite side. Just taking one more breath here. Already coming up into a seated position, allowing your eyes to close or a soft gaze. Hands will come to heart center. Coming back to your intention. Maybe at this time dedicating the merit of your practice to a person or group of people who might need it. Breathing in and releasing out, releasing that energy out to the world. My gratitude going out to everyone today for sharing your energy with us.